This is the second time I've tried to record this thing at the beach. I went to the ocean. And it was pretty. This was the first time. Pretty. Like a water splash, right? Right. Yeah. The water overcame my audio, so I gotta figure out an audio solution for this. There are ways to do it. Just trying to find the easiest way. Anyway, the topic was Suicide Squad. The Suicide Squad. I saw The Suicide Squad. It was good. James Gunn. I was about to say Cameron. James Gunn is one of my favorite. He's top 10 now. He's jumped into the top 10 list of directors. I don't know what the actual list for all of them are, or all my whole top 10 is, but I can name some. But he's in there. And even though Suicide Squad, I'm gonna say, you know what? I was watching the Critical Drinker. I think that's it. And he was like, it's not the best movie, but it's compared to the first movie, it's really good, mate. He's Australian. And I was like, yeah, he's right. But I mean, it wasn't that bad. But you know, they're critical. He's a critical person. So he, you know, maybe he's right. I didn't really dive into it critically. I was just like, okay, first movie was trash, so I'm gonna look at this one. This movie was 1,000,000,000% better. I was like, man, that was so good. I felt good. And the fact that it was rated R just made it so much better. Oh, rated R in the right hands makes it so much better, because James Gunn is mainly he's a writer, obviously, director, yes. But it's also about the comedy, you know, the comedic writing, timing, and all that stuff, right? And then you add on that layer of, oh, I can make stuff explode and guts and all that stuff. It's just chefins kissins. It's so good. And like I said, I think in this first video, I said that there's gratuitous violence. So much so that Bridget couldn't see it. I told Bridget, I was like, this movie is super violent. I told her about the two scenes that happen where the one guy gets ripped apart. Well, one guy gets eaten by King Shark, and then the other guy gets ripped in half by King Shark in like slow motion. And she was like, I'm not going to watch that. I was like, I told you. And then there was one shot with boobies, I think. And it was quick. It's a wide shot. It was quick. She covered up. I was like, oh, okay. Boom. No, there was like sex in the movie, but they didn't show it. It was implied. It was like, oh, they're kissing, boom. And it cuts to the aftermath. You know? So, I mean, it's kind of a commentary on America, actually, if you think about it, where just over the top gratuitous violence, just, oh, that's fine, but sex, no, you can only show 2 seconds of nipples, that's it, you know. So I wish it were flipped. I wish it was more like Europe, where they show peepees and they show all kind of balls and all buttholes. I mean, they said butthole in this movie, but they didn't show a butthole, which is not something that I wanted. No. I mean, it sounded like I just wanted it, but that's not what I want. But I would like to have the freedom for a filmmaker to put that in his movie if he wanted to. Or she, if they wanted to. Because violence is violence. Violence begets violence, begets whatever. But he uses it to great effect. And that's the point. That's why this movie is so good. I mean, there were some points about the first movie that was like that, when whatever his name is got killed. The first time he tried to escape, whatever his head blew. It was like, oh, snap. But after that, it was like, it's like nothing. But this movie, like what they did with Harley Quinn, redeemed. I didn't even see Birds of Prey. I heard it was trash. I saw the first Suicide Squad. I'm like, I saw it. That's what I can say. I saw it. And then I saw, what else did I see that she was in? Suicide Squad, the Harley Quinn, the Birds of Prey, and I think that's all that Harley Quinn's in, right? But anyway, the point is that from those two movies that were like trash fires to this one, James Gunn has managed to redeem her within, I would say, mainly two sequences. The one sequence where she escapes from what's his name? No spoilies. And what was the other one? I don't quite remember. I think they were kind of connected. That one scene, that one, not scene, but whatever. Anyway, Harley Quinn can be done properly. That was my point. Is that put in the proper hands, in the capable hands of whatever director, as long as they're capable, they can make a character like Harley Quinn be good. Polka Dot Man. You're like, what's Polka Dot Man? Polka Dot Man is a man with polka dots. Then you figure out, they tell you what his backstory is and why he's Polka Dot Man, and you're like, oh snap. And now it's like not funny. Now he's like, okay, you know what? I want a whole movie with I want Polka Dot Man the movie. That's what I want, because they just opened up something, and I'm like, really? That's what's up? Oh snap! Dang son. You know, even King Shark. Sylvester Stallone did the voice of King Shark, and it's like, he's pretty good. You know, even he has limited vocabulary like Groot. Well, more than Groot, he can actually talk words, different words, but you feel a little empathy for him. Empathy for him, even though he tried to eat a rat girl towards the beginning. So there's a lot of good stuff in this movie, and while it's not Academy Award winning, oh, this is the best, and when you get to the end, the last big hurrah, it's not super strong. It's like, oh, okay, whatever. But everything, there's isn't really a slow part, and you think it's a slow part, and then it's like, oh, okay, it's not a slow part. And when I say slow, I mean just boring or uninteresting. I think everything was pretty cool. I think the action / fight scenes are the least interesting, except for Harley Quinn's. But the other, I'm not gonna say the other ones because kind of spoilers. But they feel kind of because it's one of those things oh, there's got to be a fight scene and we have to have such stunts and all this. So you come into that stuff because once again, James Gunn is not a action director. He is a writer director. He's funny. And that's the thing. So I don't hate him, or I don't say, oh, it's kind of hot garbage because it was no. Overall, as far as baby, oh hey baby, it's a banana. As far as comic book movies go, this is pretty good. This is top 10. Let's do top 10. This is definitely better than some of the Marvel movies. Let's just say that. And that hasn't been a thing in a long time. And I went so long that it's over. But anyway, that's the point. Like to subscribe.